transfer CL246. Today's class is just only to tell you about how the structure of the course is organized. I am Sundar, and other faculty in this course is Venkat, whom you saw just now. Both of us will be doing this course together. So nearly 80 to 90% of the course is commonly conducted. Only the tutorials part, Venkat will conduct for S1 batch students, and I will conduct for S2. Okay. So the learning outcome for this course is that upon successful completion, you should be able to break down a complex heat transfer problem into small parts. So the main crux of this course is how do you break down complex problem into small parts. So there are two different ways heat transfer is taught. One is this way, and other is in many other engineering colleges, they go into a lot of practical design applications like heat exchanger design. They spend a lot of time. So in IIT, the way we do it is to, again, coming from the courses that you have learned, physics, transport, and so on. This is an extension to that. So first year you studied physics, and then when you studied transport, you came from some physics to a little bit applied. Now in heat transfer, it is little more applied, but it's still in the physics and that domain, and we are not actually giving very much into the practical aspects. There will be a couple of lectures on practical aspects, but the principle that we are trying to follow is that we'll give you the key mechanisms and tools, and any practical things that you have to learn, you will easily pick it up when you go to a appropriate working company or wherever you are. Okay. And then once you break down this complex problem, how do you solve those individual things? And finally, how to we are going to give you a realistic problem. You'll be picking up a realistic problem yourself, and to work as a team in solving a realistic problem. Okay, so there are various components, learning components in this course are interactive videos, textbook study, problem solving. Interactive in the sense that you can give the answers, you will get back the feedback, and so on. We'll have live tutorials, weekly very short quiz, and a team project. I'll just explain each of this now. So interactive videos are what you see here on the right hand side. I'll also show you a quick demo now. So interactive videos are pre-recorded lectures, and a very short minute, about 10 to 15, but sometimes it might go to 20. Some topics are slightly less, but typically it's around 10 minutes. And apart from the video itself, you will have in-video quizzes that will pop up questions like this, that you can see that something has popped up. The aim is to have something around 1 hour of recorded lectures. So, but because the recorded lectures, you will listen again, the quizzes will come. So the effective thing could go from total time that you will be spending is about 2 hours. The recorded video itself is 1 to 1.5 hours. That will change from week to week. And there are not going to be any live lectures. This is completely recorded and interactive videos. Then study of textbooks, self-study, it's very important. And the textbook that we'll be following is this by Incropera. Actual set of authors is Bergman, Levine, Incropera, and Dewitt. So the original author was Incropera long back, and then Incropera and Dewitt. And then now recent editions, we have 2 more authors. But in common parlance, when we say Incropera, we actually mean this textbook. So it's like Bird Stewart and Lightfoot BSL. This textbook is in short known as Incropera. So this textbook is available in soft copy. So we are using the 7th edition. You can, once you listen to the video lectures, you're supposed to go and read the corresponding chapters. So we'll tell you how this lectures are related to which chapters in this course. And then After reading that, there'll be very simple recall kind of MCQ questions, which again you come back to Moodle and solve. So let me show you how the thing is related. Okay, I'll go to the section later because I cannot switch screens so easily now. So this is roughly about 1.5 hours of self-study that you're supposed to do and carry out a small test of your understanding. Then that is followed by tutorial session. So once you are familiar with some content from the video and by reading the textbook, you are ready to solve some problems. So this will be live. So this will be live classes just as the way we are having now. Venkat will conduct for S1 batch, I will conduct for S2 batch. So here also we are going to do interactive problem solving, that each of us will be solving the same problem. I will be solving it on the board. Venkat will be solving it for his classroom. And as we solve it online, you have to also solve it on your pen and paper. And the answers, you have to put it on Moodle and check whether what you did, numericals you made, and of course all the methodology completely we will show it to you, but the numbers which I am solving will not be the same as the numbers that you are solving, what you are seeing on your Moodle. So each person will get a different numeric problem. So you can check that during the class hour itself by putting it on Moodle and checking it. So I have to make a correction. This is actually only 1 hour per week. So about 3 problems we expect to solve per week. So once the tutorial is over, you will have again 1 or 2 problems for additional practice. So you will give you some more problems which you can practice at home and test for yourself. There is no other submissions. You can just solve it and check, put the numerics right. If the formula and methodology is right, you will know that you have made a correct thing. But if it is not, you will have 1 or 2 more tries which you can try and correct your numbers. So iteratively, you will figure out where you have made a mistake. Again, I forgot to change this. Let me change it right away, otherwise I'll keep forgetting this. So weekly quiz, we are going to have every week 1 quiz, but very short quiz. Okay, just 10 to 15 minutes, only 1 problem. Okay, so 1 problem, each of you will see a different set of problem and different set of numbers. So that's a very short quiz every week. And then there is another significant component is the team project work. So what we believe is that last semester has been quite taxing for this batch, particularly because of a lot of malpractices that were caught. So what we believe is that in spite of you all staying in different places, if you can work together in solving actually something useful and creative, instead of actually copying assignments or exams in a different way, that you're working together, but it's not it's considered as a malpractice, right? So let us try and do something together. We're going to divide you into a group of 8 persons, and then each person will have something. It's slightly different from what you have seen before. Each of you will be given specific role depending on your skills and your personality types. You will identify any practical problem involving heat transfer and reduce it to something which you have come across part of this lectures and solve that. Okay? So you are supposed to spend about half an hour to 45 minutes per week. That's all. Over the entire this one, you spend per week about 45 minutes. So coming back to all these components, we have lecture video, self-study, tutorial problems, assignment, weekly quiz, and project. So we don't want to have any mid-sems or end-sems which are proctored and which go for a long period. Instead, we want to reduce the number of such long proctored things. None of this is going to be proctored. So lecture video will be released and then you just have to watch it. It's about 2 hours. Total time you spend is about 2 hours in that. Lecture video itself is about 1.5 hours maximum. Sometimes it goes to 145, but mostly we'll try to restrict. Video time itself is up to 1 to 1.5 hours. But the total time you spend in videos will be about 2 hours, because you'll have to replay it and probably solve it in a different way and so on, that way. Then there is self-study, which is the textbook study, which is again, lecture video will carry 5% weight towards the total marks. Then self-study 10%, tutorial problems which will solve live. So tutorial problems, it's something like you have to be present during the class. So that's the only thing you are expected to come to the class at a particular time and solve it. So we'll be doing a live session like this, but it will be to a smaller class, maybe about 75 to 80 students each. So after tutorial problems are done, then assignments are there. You can attempt it once and then you can attempt it again. You will get a different problem. So for more practice, you can attempt it twice or thrice. But otherwise, if you're just happy with just 1 or 2 problems, just one or two problems per week is sufficient. If you want to improve, you can take more, but otherwise that's enough. Again, weekly quiz is only about 10 minutes per week, which is mostly only one problem. Sometimes, depending on this, some problems are difficult. We'll make it 15 minutes or 20 minutes, but predominantly it is going to be one problem. That's all. And then followed by project. So weightage, the maximum weightage is for a weekly quiz, which is 30%. Then assignment and project 20%, tutorials 15, self-study and this one 5, 10, and 5. Now, the rough plan for the week is as follows. So the week starts on Friday, right? So on Friday, the lecture video will be released. Okay, so lecture video will be released every Friday, and you can watch it on Friday or Saturday. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you spend time seeing the video, and there'll be this pop-up quiz. Just attend them, and then Saturday spend time for your textbook study, and test your understanding will also be there. It's a small MCQ kind of questionnaire, which is again on Moodle. So you do the questionnaire Saturday, Sunday. You have the entire time from Saturday till Monday. You can do this. So it's completely open. There is no time limit for that. You just start it and end it by Monday. So if you get a question you don't know, you can go to the textbook, refer it, and then solve it. So again, we are making it so liberal. Please don't try to exchange too many answers. You can of course discuss, but don't make it. I actually encourage discussion as a form of learning. But just taking, if it's answer A or B, let me take it, without understanding that, there's no fun in that. Okay, so please do share ideas, share the answer, but don't make it that there is no learning there. So try and see, you can share, you discuss, because both assignment and textbook study is completely open. There is no proctoring, but the hope is that you will use this for better learning and not as a way of getting one over the other. Like we'll collaborate, we'll get more marks and so on. It's nothing like that. Please try and discuss points, learn in the process, and solve it. So we are not going to come and say that you don't copy. This is not. I don't think this is copying. You see it as learning. So that is by Monday you should submit the textbook study. You should complete it so that you are ready for tutorial. So tutorial is the only session you have to come live. So 7 to 8 p.m., which is the same slot for the 7 to 8 p.m., 1 hour tutorial session will be held. Those who want to stay back, we can stay back for doubt clearing and all, but we are going to spend at least 1 hour with you. So during tutorials, we'll be solving problems live. You will also be solving it on your pen and paper. Then you will, at the same time, you will also put the numbers on Moodle and check it. So you will know the answer is right or wrong. And then if there is any mistake, you can correct it and put it back again. So in a sense, you are required to be present. So it is something like a classroom attendance, right? If you can solve the tutorial problems by yourself without coming to the class, it's good enough. But you have to solve the problem and submit during the 7 to 8 period, 7 to 8 time. So on the same day, Tuesday, after the tutorials, we'll release the assignment. So after the tutorial, the assignments will come. So assignment is again about 2 problems per week minimum, maximum. But if you want, if you redo the assignment, you will get two more different problems. So that way, if you want for practice, you can just attempt it again. And say first time you got 8 out of 10, the second time you got 10 out of 10, the highest grade will be taken for assignment. And again, assignment is also open from Tuesday till Friday. So you have a lot of time to do the assignments. Again, here, I encourage you to discuss, but don't take the solutions, take somebody from somebody else, copy it without understanding, don't submit it, because that will not help you in learning, and that will not help you in doing the quiz also. You can take hints from people. I'm not saying that the solution manual and many things are available online. People use that, and we're not kidding that we don't know that you guys use these things. That is fair. But in the process, learn. So the philosophy that we are following is in a real practical scenario. Suppose you're going to industry or some other place, not even in chemical engineering, you will typically go to some forum or somewhere and take some help, right? You're not going to solve everything on your own. But why are we doing this thing? So sometimes you get some new ideas if you solve by your own. So that is why please try and challenge yourself and solve on your own. At the point when you're not able to do it, ask for help. So assignments are open from Tuesday to Friday. It's an open assignment. You can discuss with friends, but if they help you, take the solution, but try to understand why they got it and how they got it. Okay. Then on Thursday, if you want, we'll keep some meeting slots. On Friday, again, the same time, 7 to 7:30 will be the quiz. The gap is 7 to 7:30. The duration of the quiz is only 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the quiz. So this is another time that you have to be present. Okay, so your presence is required for this course only between on Tuesday and Friday between 7 and 8 and 7 and 7:20 or something like that. But during the quiz, we will not have any a live connection. There is no proctoring, nothing. You'll be working from your house. Other students will be working from their house. So there is no live proctoring there. So that completes one cycle. So every week is one module, and that module starts Friday evening with video lecture release. Okay, video lecture release on Friday. Then goes to textbook study. Then tutorials, assignment, and then quiz. Okay, so this is one module. So the next thing is the project work again. So project work, we want you to contribute on different, say, we want to try slightly different thing from what you have seen before. Work, everybody is expected to do the same thing. No, here we are trying to see that each of you will have different role to play, and you will be evaluated for the role that you are assigned to. So we have kept a survey in Moodle. I'll show all of these things in Moodle in a little while from now. So if you fill that survey, we'll get some broad idea of how you are, what kind of role that you are can play, and based on that we'll form an initial grouping. You can make some small changes to the groupings, but by and large, anyway, people are working remote now. Please get used to it. There is nothing like I'm going to take my hostel mate or my friend or something. It is never going to happen when you go to an industry. You cannot choose your partners in a team, right? Just as you cannot choose your parents, you cannot choose partners in it. You can probably choose only partners of your life, but not partners in your work. So, in a sense, we will try to put it. But if there are some serious constraints, we can make some small adjustments. But by and large, uh, you are supposed to work with people who probably are completely opposite in character to you. But what you need to understand is that it is this opposite things that people play different roles. So you will see those things when you take this survey, and you are expected to meet regularly with your team members and keep a record of your meeting minutes, and these things will be kind of used for a good evaluation. If you want to, we're going to evaluate by how you are doing the project rather than the final outcome. Okay, so it might happen that in one project one team was very successful in getting the final solution, but another team was not successful. But we are not looking at the final outcome, but how each of you had tried to solve the problem. That is more important than the final outcome. So in one role, so suppose say four of us work together. I didn't play any part at all. I was completely absent, but the problem might, the other people might suffer because of that. But in a sense, we are trying to say that I will be evaluated only for my role, and another person will be evaluated for this their role. So by restricting the assessment to what role they play, we think that it's a little more fair thing, and this is not related to any grades and all. It is related to inherently what you're capable of doing. Apart from our own assessments, which we are going to do three things. One at the start, which is not an assessment, but you're going to tell us what you're going to do. And around the mid-sem, we'll have an assessment, and at the end sem, another assessment for the project. Apart from this, we'll also encourage you to do peer assessment. Peer assessment means you assess how other people in your team have performed. Okay, we'll help you with all these things, and hopefully we'll do a fair assessment by the end of the semester. Now I'm going to stop this presentation and take you to the structure of the Moodle course, and tell you how various things are organized. Okay, let me just take my seat here. Okay, can you see the slides now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Right. So the course is organized in week wise. If you're not, if you don't know, if you click on this, you'll get a full space. So I prefer to use it this way. Now, in this course, the first section is general, which has got some general links. The announcement is here. Then the meeting links will be here. So currently we have the first meeting link, which was posted here, which you all came through. And this place will also get replaced by the meeting link for tutorial batches. So tutorial batch link will come up here. For S2, it is already here. S1 link also will come. Now S1 will be held by Venkat. He will continue to do it in WebEx. I will do it in Big Blue Button, and the recordings of everything will be there within this Big Blue Button session itself. So you just click on this, and then you will have a joint session. So if you join session, everything is here. There's no link that will be sent to you separately, no login or anything. Everything is here, and once the recording is done, once the class is done, the recording also will be within Moodle itself. So everything is in one place here. Okay, now there is this one called as Ask Questions. So this is what we would encourage you to type your questions. So you click on this, and then you have this box, submit your question here. Even now, I would like you to, any questions that you have regarding this course conduct, so you please put it here. I'm not going to look at the chat window. It is very disorganized there. So if you have already typed any questions on the chat window, please copy paste it here and then click to post. So once that is done, every week we'll refresh this question. So there'll be a set of questions there. Once all the questions are answered, we'll refresh and make a new question, a new screen. So this is basically used for um, any doubts that you might have, technical doubts. Of course, any logistical doubts and all separate. Technical doubts, we will take it up during the live interaction tutorial session. So after we finish the tutorial session, we can take it up. So here, apart from your own questions, you can vote for questions posed by others. So apart from, you can also upvote other questions. It's like in Stack Overflow or something, where you type a question and others can upvote on the question. So important questions or most voted questions will come on the top, and they'll be taken up first for answering. Okay, so that is the first section. After that, everything is organized week wise. Okay, so if you look at a particular week, here you will see what is the thing, what are the different things that are there inside. So there are two URLs, one page, one feedback. Interactive content means that videos, there are 5 of them, and one wiki. And once you have completed all of them, the progress bar will also monitor it. You have completed 3 out of 10 and so on. So this way you can also keep close tab on your progress throughout. So entire thing is going to be conducted on Moodle. So your progress, you can track your weekly progress. We can also look at people who are lagging behind in submitting study material, assignments, or tutorials. So everything will be tracked through this thing, and it'll help you keep a regularity in the course study. Okay, so in the first week, that is today, we really don't have any technical material to start. Instead, what we have is a set of generic things which are, okay, let me just, yeah, I'll enable this. There are a set of so this first one is the presentation that you saw just now, and these are all interactive videos. So interactive videos are written by the symbol H5P. H5P stands for HTML5 package. So here we'll have this videos. Just a minute. Yeah, right. So all the lecture slides which will be used in these videos are there in this. If you click on the, okay, that screen is not shared. So you will see all the lecture slides in a Google Drive folder, which you can download anytime. Other than that, we want you to take this survey first. So this survey is for identifying the play in the project. Okay, so I am a student. Yeah, okay. After this class is over, you will be able to take this. This one is not yet open, so you will be able to take this soon after the class is over. And I request you to complete it before tomorrow afternoon, so that we can put up the possible teaming here. So basically a few questions on your personality types and the skills that you are good at. So some of the things which you are more good at, you give a higher point, and less good or not at all applicable to you, give a lower number of points for that. Okay, then there are a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, very short videos, totally about an hour or so, on team-based problem solving. So, what do you mean? What do you mean by problems and solutions? What do you mean by a team? What are the different roles people play in a team? And general, there's something called as Polya's principles of problem solving, sprints, stand-ups, and finally, how do you assess team performance? So this is some content in the initial week. It's like a warm-up kind of content, so that you are geared up to start the project, at least forming of the project teams immediately. So you have to, when you click on this, you will see the video for that. Okay, so this is that H5P video, and then you have a play button here, and these circles here are all stoppers at which the video will stop and a pop-up will come. So I'm just going to play it here.
Hello and welcome. This is part of a series of short videos on team-based problem solving. In the first video,
so I'm just going to play it at
concepts
twice the speed.
or problems.
So if you are comfortable with listening, you can adjust the speed to twice the speed and play.
So problem and solution is endpoints that you.
Of course, this is just you can. I just want to skip ahead to that point.
This keyword ultimate beneficiary. It becomes more clear as we go to this slide. So ultimate beneficiary is a person or usually a group of persons. So these ultimate beneficiaries could be anybody such as say farmers, people living in cities, people having a particular health problem, or a particular industry, or the government, and so on. So these ultimate beneficiaries is a group of persons. They have some problem. So that problem is a pain point. So they have something that is itching them, something that is bothering them. So that is what we have to identify first. So once you identify the group of persons and the problem that they're facing, then we can come to a solution. Now the solution is not directly related to the ultimate beneficiary. It is related to a series of steps. That's what we'll see.
Okay, so when this one comes to this point, okay, you have a pop-up, right? And this is a small question. So basically, these are all very recall kind of questions. And if you have any doubt, if you missed some point, you can so you can try something like that. And let's say I do this. So two things are wrong, one is correct, so I have to retry. So I have to make sure that I get, unless you get the question right, you cannot go forward. But you might be able to, okay, no. You can rewind, but you cannot go forward. So you have to get this right, and then you go forward to the next question. So this is what we mean by interactive videos. So after you finish viewing this video, this check mark will automatically, and after you've answered all the questions, automatically the check mark will become right. So which means that you have completed watching it. So any of these check marks here, they're all in the dashed lines, right? So dashed line means once you complete a certain set of tasks associated with this. In this case, if you have submitted the video, submitted the survey, automatically the tick mark will come. Similarly here, if you have watched the video till the end, then the tick mark will come, and so on. So that way, so this tick mark is basically for your own checking only. We are not going to use this for any direct evaluation purposes. It is just for your own thing, that you know that you have seen it or not. There are some things here. You see that this is in blue color, this is in gray color. And this says that this is not available until this activity is marked complete. What is this activity? Project team roles identification, which is this. So unless you complete this feedback and submit it, you cannot watch this activity. So there'll be such linkages across different activities. If one activity is dependent on the previous activity or some of the earlier activities, then you will see that it is in gray color. It says it restricted. So you have to do certain things in sequence, certain things you don't need to do it in sequence. All right. Then there is this thing called as a wiki. Now this wiki, once we have created the groups for you, which will be by this weekend or by Monday or so. Once the groups are created, each group will have their own wiki page here within Moodle, so that you can keep a record of all the activities that you're doing. So you can freely edit it. As many of you know, wiki pages can be freely edited by all the people of that group. So you will be viewing only your group's activity and your group's content. You cannot view anybody else's. Nobody else can view your wiki pages. So you now I'm going, because I'm a teacher. So it's explained here that each team, by default, you will have a home page that is called as a project meeting minutes. Every team will have project meeting minutes as the initial page, and they can keep, when you edit it, you can edit like a normal page. It's like Word document. You can just edit that. Suppose you want, like in wiki, many pages are linked. If you want to keep other pages separately for this, then you insert it within square brackets like this, and the new page will be created. So these things you can figure out. If you do once or twice, you will figure that out. Okay, so that is the first week. Sorry. So that is the first week. Now, so this video will be released later tonight. Okay. This is already released. There is nothing to release. Once you finish this, you will be able to unlock this, and once you finish this, then this will get unlocked, and so all of these things will get unlocked as you do one by one. So this weekend, because this is just a general funda, there is no study material, there is no tutorial, and there is no quiz for 1 week. But let me show you what will happen from the following week. So this is the first actual technical chapter-wise. This one. Okay, sorry. 1 minute. One more thing I want to tell you here. Let me finish that. So the lecture module schedule is how the course will be delivered here. So this is week 0. So this first week is week 0, and week 1. So week 1 actually starts on the Friday. Okay. So Friday is when. Okay, I'll just slightly modify it. It starts on Friday of that is 12th January. Not 12th January. Sorry, what is it?
Friday is 15th.
15th, yeah. So 15th January is when the first thing. I'll just change it. I forgot to change that. So week 1 will change as 15th January, and the tutorial for that is on 19th January, and assignment will be on 22nd January. Okay, so 15, 19, 22, 1 week. So one module per week. So this module is the chapter reference that are given here. So when I say 1, it is chapter 1 in 7th edition of Incorpora. So here it is 2 chapters, and most of them are only 1 chapter each, right? So 1 chapter roughly per week is what we are covering. So there'll be a release date. I'll include the release date here. Forgot to do that. So release date is 15th January, 19th January is tutorial, 22nd January is assignment, and the corresponding chapter references are here. Now, if I go to this week, first week, okay, so as usual, you will have only videos first. So all these videos are there, so you can watch nothing is restricted. Okay, so you can watch any video in any order. But if you go by this order, there's some linkages will be there, but we are not enforcing any linkage. So there'll be about 6 videos. After that, you have to do the textbook study, and after the textbook study, you can test your understanding here. So self-study test is a small test which is open from 16th itself. Okay, those things material will get released on 15th. On 16th, you can start taking the that is 15th midnight. You can start taking the quiz. So this quiz is basically, in Moodle parlance, it is called a quiz, but this quiz opens on Saturday and closes only on Tuesday. There is no time limit. Okay, so this you can start it and end it. So basically what it means that a question is coming, you just read the question, go back to the, if you don't know it, if you know it, you answer it. If you don't know it, you can go to the chapter, study it, and then come and answer. So you are allowed 2 attempts for this, which means that you do it once, and say you got 5 on 10, you want to improve it, you can attempt it again. But second time you might get a different set of questions. So that way you can, the highest grade of these 2 attempts will be used for your final calculation. Okay. Now after self-study test, on Tuesday, 7 o'clock, we'll have tutorials. Again, this one is open from 7 to 9 o'clock only. And there is no time limit for this. 7 to 9 o'clock. As Venkat and I solve the problems in the class, you will also solve the problems in your pen and paper and submit the answers. And if there is some overflow, that's why we kept some till 9 o'clock. You have some time to correct yours. If you don't get it right, you have time to correct it and then submit it back again. So that is tutorial.
And
Tutorial is
sir,
yeah.
They do not need to upload the solutions for the tutorial.
No, there is no
right?
Yeah, there is no uploading of solutions. It's only purely submission of numerical. And if you got it wrong, it will tell you that you got it wrong, and then you can come and check your numerics and try it again. And then comes your assignment. So assignment is what we are calling as exercise. So these are problems, again, similar to what you saw in tutorial. Again, there are 2 attempts allowed. Each attempt, you will get 2 problems. If you're happy with that, you can stop it. If you want to solve more practice problems for yourself, then you can take 1 more attempt and solve it. Then followed by the quiz. Now, sorry, I just wanted to tell you the timing. So assignment is open again from Tuesday till Friday, 6 p.m. So you have a lot of time to solve the 2 problems. Then following again at 7 o'clock on Friday, there will be quiz. So 7 to, in this first day, we have only 10 minutes quiz. 7 to 7:15 is the total time. In this time, any 10 minutes you can spend. So if you come at 7:05, it will get over at 7:15. So here you are expected to do on your own. And it might be fruitless if you are trying to expect help from others, because each student is going to get a different problem and different numbers. So it is it's better that you spend time in the quiz, in the tutorial and the assignment. Even if you take help from your friends, try to understand it. So that is more important. So this is the quiz is the one which is going to distinguish one grade from the other in a clear sense. And of course, everything else you can just get by hard work. You can easily pass this course. You just need to work a little harder. You will get easily a minimum grade to pass the course. But the quiz is the one which will distinguish, say, a BB from AA and A plus and so on. So people who do this quiz little efficiently within this 10 minutes time are likely to benefit more. Okay, now, so that ends the week. But the quiz also has what you need to upload the worksheet. So the quiz actually will be evaluated mostly based on your worksheet and not based on what you submitted in the 10-minute thing. So this one is open from 7:30 onwards. Okay, from 7 o'clock onwards it will be open. By 7:30 you have to scan and upload. So there we have given you a link of. By this time you're all familiar with scanning and uploading, but still many times the scan thing that we see is not a very good quality. So there are some tips here. So make it little neat scan which is not rotated in 90 degrees and so on. Make a clean PDF and submit it, and you will be evaluated for the steps that you show. So you have to show clean diagram. All those things will of course teach you how to do it in your tutorials. The diagram must be clean, the equations must be clean, the formulas must be clean, and then the final solution. So you are expected to do all these things in 10 to 15 minutes, right? So which is why at this time you don't expect others to help you, right? It's better that you even if you got help during the week, uh, you try to understand how it was obtained. Don't just take it blindly and just put some numbers on Moodle and get marks. So that's not going to help you in the quiz. Okay. So that's why I said, so unless the steps, even if you got the numerics right, if the steps are wrong, you will not get marks. But you might get marks if the steps are right. You might get partial marks if you get the steps right, but the numbers wrong. So that is possible. Okay. So that completes 1 week. So just to recap again, the week starts with videos. There is no live lecture, followed by self-study, which is self-study based on the textbook chapters. Then there is tutorials with live interaction. Then exercises or assignments. Then followed by quiz on Friday. And then a quiz worksheet has to be uploaded. So this same pattern will continue for all the 13 weeks. Okay. So I think I've covered everything. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. I'll leave the board to. So I will, Venkat, maybe you can just stop recording now. We can start taking questions. Otherwise, the video will become too large. Maybe you can take a second recording, but I think we can stop the recording now.
Yeah.